Bob Stelton, ESPN 710 in Seattle, with us, 104.5 The Team, 104.5theteam.com. Bob, Seahawks, Vikings this weekend, sub-zero temperatures. How is Seattle getting ready for Minnesota?
It's tough to replicate that. Richard Sherman yesterday said they're practicing outside. They're practicing without sleeves. It's been, in the high 30s here, which is balmy compared to Minnesota. So, you do your best. As far as how it's going to impact the game, it'll be interesting to see because, defensively you would figure for both teams it should have zero impact other than just being a little uncomfortable. It's going to be really, really cold, but you're not handling the ball unless you're dealing with an interception or a fumble. So ball control is really what becomes problematic in that weather. Throwing the ball, kicking the ball, catching the ball, that's where the problems come into play. So defensively, where they've been outstanding, there should be no drop-off, there should be no change, there should be no impact. Offensively, Russell Wilson's been playing the best ball of his life, throwing it everywhere, all over the field, connecting with Doug Baldwin. That could be impacted a little bit, I would imagine. If it is that cold, it does make it harder to throw the ball. It does make it harder to catch it. So you're going to see a premium put on the run game, I would imagine. Marshawn Lynch will be back. We'll see how many carries he gets, and I would imagine you're going to see a very, very heavy dose of Adrian Peterson on the other side, which has been true to form for them because Teddy Bridgewater, with all due respect, has been a young quarterback that they've pretty much asked to go out there and not screw it up. They're not relying on him to win the game. They're not asking him to throw them to victory. It's go out there, be efficient, complete a high percentage of passes. We're not asking you to chuck it down the field left and right. So he's been much more of a game manager. So if you're looking at the teams and saying which one might be impacted more, it would probably be the Seahawks only because the passing game has been so prominent over the past 2 months.
I've kind of identified three possible X factors in this game. You could pick one or go off the rails for me. Is the biggest X factor Marshawn Lynch's return, Teddy Bridgewater playing in this cold weather in the playoffs for the first time, or is it all of a sudden the questions about Steven Hauschka, my man in the kicking game?
Steven Hauschka just appears to have a problem when he go to Arizona, and I don't know why that is, but it just seems to be his spot where bad things happen. So I don't Hauschka I will take out of that. Although again, the kicking game can be impacted. We don't know what the wind is going to be like there, so you're going to be looking at both kickers having issues if wind is prominent with the weather. In addition to that, Marshawn Lynch is huge. I would go off the board on this, and I know it's a dull answer, but for the Seahawks, it's absolutely accurate. It's that offensive line. They started the season, and that line was an absolute dumpster fire. They were garbage. They were terrible. Russell Wilson was leading the league in sacks. He was getting his brains beaten in, and Pete has talked about it a number of times that somewhere around the bye, he and Tom Cable and Darrell Bevell got together and said, we got to stop this. This cannot go on. How do we solve this without, the line getting better overnight? So they improved by going to an up-tempo style, almost a 2-minute offense, if you will. Not quite that extreme, but they told Russell, you need to get rid of the ball pronto, immediately. You cannot hang on to the ball. This line cannot block that long. So they just really revamped what they were doing in terms of the tempo and the pace of the offense. And that line has been a night and day difference in that sense. They have gone from being one of the worst in the league to a very good line right now, giving him a nice clean pocket and protecting him. And if they can do that, even though the passing game could be impacted a little bit by the weather, as long as you can protect Russell Wilson, he is going to find a way to pick apart that defense.
Bob Stelton, ESPN 710 in Seattle, breaking down Seahawks, Vikings, Sunday afternoon, 1 p.m. Eastern Time. That game will be one of the coldest in NFL history. Seahawks looking to start their quest toward a third straight Super Bowl. Bob, thank you.
You got it. Anytime, man.